to all students in this my YouTube channel. Now students, today we are going to see the next point of this chapter, that is second law of thermodynamics. Now what second law of thermodynamics tells us? First of all, we will see in the form of statement. The second law of thermodynamics states that total entropy of a system and its surrounding increases in a spontaneous process. For the process to be spontaneous, the following equation 4.33, which gives us information that the entropy of the universe, or we can say the total entropy change, is nothing but the entropy of system and its addition with its surrounding, and which is always greater than 0. So this is the meaning of what we can say the above statement. The second law of thermodynamics is which states or which depends on the total entropy of a system and its surrounding, and you should note that it will be always increasing. Now consider this following reaction. In this reaction you will notice that hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, when it combines, it will form water molecule which is in liquid state, and the entropy change for this reaction, it will be minus 327 joule per Kelvin, and delta H, that is enthalpy or the heat change, which is nothing but the minus 572 kilojoule. When delta H is negative, we can say that the reaction, it would be exothermic, means this much amount of heat is lost in the surrounding. And you should note that entropy change, that is delta S, if it is minus, then we can conclude that the entropy gets decreased. Means if you look at the reactant which are present in the reaction, that is hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, they are converting it into liquid, which means that the entropy gets decreased, means disorderness of the reaction gets decreased. Now to find the delta S total, that is entropy change for total, we need to know that delta S surrounding and delta H for the reaction. And for the above reaction, both the values they are already mentioned. Now this is the illustration or explanation for the above reaction. When 2 moles of H2 and 1 mole of O2 gas combines to form 2 moles of liquid water, 527 kilojoule of heat is released. That is what we have already seen in the above reaction, which is received by the surrounding at the constant pressure. The entropy change of the surrounding is nothing but, with the help of this formula, we can calculate. Now look at this problem. You will notice that delta S surrounding we are going to calculate by Q reversible divided by T. This is the formula to calculate the entropy change of the surrounding. Now in this case, in the above explanation, we have mentioned that 527 kilojoule of heat is released, which is received by the surrounding at constant pressure. That we have to count here in this problem as a Q reversible. Now we have substituted that value in the form of joule, so we have to convert it into 10 raised to 3. We have to take 10 raised to power 3. 572 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 joule divided by 298 Kelvin. So you will get the answer 1919 joule per Kelvin. Now by knowing this value, now we are going to determine the delta S total, because we have got delta S surrounding, and in the delta S totals, both the values we should know that, and one of the value which we have got in the above equation. Now students, by adding both these quantities, you will get the delta S total, means entropy change for overall the reaction, or we can say the entropy change total, and its value that we have got is always greater than the 0. From this what we can say, or we are going to conclude, is that The reaction is the spontaneous. It follows that to decide spontaneity of reactions, we need to consider the entropy of system and its surrounding. So this is very important for for to check or to check the whether the provided reaction is spontaneous or not. We have to calculate the delta S total. The total entropy increases during a spontaneous process that finally reaches equilibrium. The equilibrium corresponds to maximum total entropy. The total entropy changes, that is delta S total, must be zero for a process at equilibrium. Now students, in the next paragraph, they have provided with some hypothesis, or we can say some conditions from the above. Delta S total, if it is greater than 0, the process is spontaneous. That is, for the above reaction, we can check whether that reaction will be spontaneous or non-spontaneous or equilibrium. As we have got the positive value, means we can say that the process is spontaneous. And if delta S total, if it is less than 0, means we can say that the process is non-spontaneous. And if delta S total is equal to 0, means we can say the process is at equilibrium. Now students, in the next point we are going to see the Gibbs free energy. As as I point out in the preceding section, it is necessary to determine the delta S system and surrounding for predicting the spontaneity of a reaction. We are more interested in the system because system will decides the theme of that reaction. It is therefore convenient to consider the criteria of spontaneity in terms of thermodynamic properties of a system. Now students, J.W. Gibbs is an American scientist or theoretician. He introduced a new thermodynamic property called Gibbs energy, usually denoted by capital G. Now this capital G, this value depends on enthalpy and entropy, which is related by this equation 4.34. G is equal to H minus Ts. G is equal to H minus T into S, where H is the enthalpy and S is the entropy of the system. You already know all these components. Now a change in Gibbs energy depends on initial and final states of the system and not on a path by which it is followed. The change in Gibbs energy at a constant temperature and pressure, it will be delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S by the equation 4.35. Now Gibbs energy and spontaneity, that we are going to see the next point. Gibbs energy is nothing but the energy which is unavailable for the work done. The total entropy change that accompanies a process is given by delta S total is equal to delta S system plus delta S surrounding. Now in case of reaction or the any system which we are going to consider, instead of delta S system we can say it as a generally delta S. Now the relation between delta G and delta S, now we are going to see. According to second law of thermodynamics, we already stated that the entropy change total is always greater than 0. In the second law of thermodynamics, we already seen. If the delta H is the enthalpy change accompanying a reaction system, then the enthalpy change of the surrounding is minus delta H. Means delta S surrounding we can state in the form of equation as a delta S surrounding is equal to minus delta H divided by T, equation number 4.37. Substituting the above equation in 4.36, we will get delta S total is equal to delta S minus delta H divided by T, that is equation 4.38. Thus delta S total is expressed in terms of properties of the system only. Rearranging the equation, you will get T delta S total is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So this is the rearrangement of equation, and that equation we are calling it as a 4.39. Now substituting this value in the equation, you will get the value for delta G, that is change, Gibbs free energy change. Equation 4.40, which gives us the information of the change in Gibbs free energy, which is nothing but delta G is equal to T minus T delta S total. For spontaneous reaction, delta S total is always greater than 0, and hence delta G is always less than 0 at constant temperature and pressure. And both these quantities are opposite to each other. So if you look at the some different conditions gives energy of a system which is decreases in a spontaneous process. Now the second law leads to the condition of spontaneity, which are summarized here. Now one by one we are going to see here. If delta S total of the delta S total, if it is greater than 0, then we can say that delta G will be less than 0, and in this condition the process will be spontaneous. So this is very important condition, you should remember in your examination. These conditions may be asked. Now the second condition is that delta S total is, if it is less than 0, then delta G will be greater than 0. In that case the process will be non-spontaneous. And if delta S total, if it is equal to 0, at the same time the Gibbs free energy change will also be equal to 0. In that case the process is at equilibrium. So this is the important conditions for understanding the both the cases, both the quantities, that is entropy change and at the same time Gibbs free energy change. So these are the two quantities which are related to each other in these different conditions. So thank you very much. In this our today's lecture we have seen these points. Go on summarizing all the points. Thank you very much.